This is me, Helen Tudor, and the amazing Sarah Brill. Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. This is the first time we've done this, but we did a competition inside the free 5-day challenge, and we had gold envelopes. Got some here. These are from Paul's challenge. But anyway, so what we did, we put gold envelopes and we put inside 5 different prizes, and one of the prizes was to be introduced to all my audience, and Sarah won the gold envelope prize. So how did you find the challenge overall, Sarah?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it was, to be honest with you, I heard of your name probably about 5 years ago through someone who'd done the challenge before.
Right.
But our worlds had never crossed. So it just turned out that I've been on a path and I saw it pop up again and I thought, why not? So it's very timely.
I love that. So how did you, so tell us, introduce yourself actually. Tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Sarah and I help people create financial freedom. So ultimately helping them figure out what to do with their finances, how they could be optimizing them and make the most out of their money so they can achieve whatever their life goals they have.
I love that. Really, really needed as well. As someone who had absolutely no money and then made absolutely tons of money and now is like somewhere in the middle. You don't really get much help and support with that, really, do you? You have your accountant, you have people who want you to invest with them, but I guess you're kind of somewhere in the middle in terms of helping people really understand it and working. Because the thing is with money is everyone's got their own agenda, haven't they? You know, your accountant wants you to play things safe. The investment company wants you to take more risk. You know, the crypto people want you to give them all the money and turn it into money tokens, right? So there's a lot of conflicting advice out there, and sometimes even independent financial advisors aren't that independent, right?
Exactly. And the more money we have, the more stress, the more liabilities, the more responsibilities we have. And if we don't have the guidance or the right guidance to help us figure out what to do, then that money can also just sit there and be optimized in other ways.
I love that. So pure, true financial freedom for me, how I define it is you don't need to go to work, basically. You don't need to be generating more money. Your money is generating money for you, which is the best thing about money. Yeah. It amplifies into more money. I love it. Obviously, you saw me doing a lot of money mindset talk and chat in the challenge. Did a lot of that resonate with you as well? That's some of the stuff you talk about as well in your work.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, there's I think in the UK we're still quite on the periphery of things talking about money. It's still a little bit of a taboo topic. There are a lot of money mindset and things like that, but it's also pairing the practical side of things, which I think is where I sort of sit as well. So
so what's your background then, Sarah? What of all the things you could be doing, why are you doing this?
That's a great question. Well, I've been on a bit of a journey. I've done lots of things over my career. I lived abroad for about 10 years and I've traveled for an extensive period, shall we say. I lived in Thailand for a while as a dive master as well.
What were you running away from, Sarah?
Sorry?
What were you running away from?
I get asked that question a lot. But I don't think I was running away from anything. It's more just running towards something that you really enjoy doing. And that's what I'm all about, is enjoying life and finding things that you're passionate about. And I guess at that point, I wanted to come back to the UK and reshape my life and really help people to find what their passion is and help them, live their best life. And so I trained as a transformative coach. And at that point, I was helping people who are a bit stuck in life, maybe a bit of a crossroads. You have sort of a new career path, starting a new business, and that mindset piece around helping people figure out what it is they want to achieve and actually being their partner in that journey, an accountability partner. And through that journey came across financial coaching, which 5 years ago was still a relatively new niche. And I did a couple of training courses, and that's really spiraled my journey into financial coaching. But I guess I sit in the middle, and that's what makes me unique. I bring in that transformative element into the financial coaching.
Nice. So tell me about your favorite client.
My favorite client. So I guess what's really exciting for me is when people get the results that they want. So I guess I've had quite a few people who maybe at the beginning of their business, I don't work strictly with business owners, but I do enjoy working with small business owners, probably because I can relate to them as well, who maybe are a bit stuck. Obviously, at the beginning, when you're making that transition into starting your own business, there is that financial stress, particularly if you are like a solo homeowner, or you're saving up or trying to make that leap, because it takes maybe 6 months to a year to start getting consistent income. And for a lot of people, that might create a lot of stress, right? So really, my ideal client might be in that sort of position where they're trying to figure out how they're going to create more income, but also being mindful of what runway they need, what emergency funds, where they're going to put that money so they can access it when they need it. So I work on both ends of the spectrum. So probably people in their mid-career, so 25 to 45, generally speaking. There are support for people who are perhaps nearing retirement, so you might go to a pension advisor for that. And generally, I don't work with people who have debt crisis. I do work with people who are in debt. But my ideal client might be looking to figure out exactly where to put their money and what that might look like to help them figure out their goals. And often we don't know why we even set goals. We're like, 5 years, that's so far into the future. Why do I need to have a will? Why do I need to have insurance? But that is life, and it's planning for the best and worst case scenario. So one of my favorite clients, actually, she just got a book deal last week, which was very exciting. So all types of people, a lot of people wanting to change career and change their career path, I think.
Okay, I love that. So what does a financial coach do?
So a first session with me would look like getting a clarity around their financial situation. So what it looks like, what your incomes are, what your outgoings are, what savings you have, investments, if you have any, properties, liabilities, car finance, all of that kind of stuff, the exciting stuff. A lot of people find it boring, but I find it thrilling. And I'll help people create a budget if they don't already have one. But often we all have access to these tools and resources, right? So for me, it's more about finding out what's holding someone back from actually sticking their head in the stand, not looking at their finances. And so we might go through that in a first session, get clear on the goals, and then start figuring out a bit of a plan where this money is going, what it looks like. Perhaps there's some fears around investing. That's very common, particularly amongst women. We don't know what an investment is, what a stock and share is. I'm not an advisor, so I don't tell people where to invest, but I'll help people look at the opportunities and educate people and essentially give them the tools to go, well, actually, I can be tax efficient, and actually I'm self-employed, so I don't have a pension. So what does that look like? And I might look at different areas. And then really it's about the accountability. So I have packages, I have one-off sessions. If someone has a package, we might dive more into that money mindset and see what happens on the journey. Are people actually saving what they say they are? Or do they go away and shop on Amazon?
I know, Do you help people with their spending, or do you help them get a budget together so they can still spend, but they know they've got pots for things, for example, I presume?
Well, a lot of it's the money mindset. So a lot of the things we learn about money, we're taught about by the time we're 4 years old. Even if we don't know what money is, we're told things about money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money's the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Right. So exactly. You've done the work as well. So, you hear all these things about money. And so really it's only after maybe a session or two that you can really start to dive in and see what's showing up for someone. And that's what we call coaching a process, because not everything happens in one session. That's where the magic happens in between.
Never does, right? So tell me about your business journey then. Like, what's your business journey been like so far?
My business journey's been in and out, to be completely honest. So I started off when I did my transformative diploma. I started off self-employed. And then I partnered with a company that's now Octopus Money Coach. So I was self-employed with them. And then I got another job as a financial coach. So I was working in-house. Did a little bit of transformative coaching on the side, but my full-time role was financial coaching. And then since about January this year, I've been fully self-employed. We've been all in and on this journey. Exactly. Back in, exactly. Yeah. Relaunching the website and all of that. Yeah.
I love that. I'm loving the logo behind you. Very nice. So so tell me about LinkedIn then. So obviously you'd seen me 5 years ago, gone off, done all your different things, like you're saying, you've been employed, you've been self-employed, you've been sort of semi-self-employed. So what's your experience been with LinkedIn over those 5 years, and what made you jump into the challenge this time?
Do you know what? I used to work in social media back in 2010 when Facebook had just launched, and it was this like brand new thing. Yeah, and there was PPC, and it was like, we need to design a little picture, and gosh, it's changed so much. And I actually had sort of ghostwritten before for an influencer on LinkedIn in the financial space, and they were at the time in the top 10. But I never really sort of thought about the value that LinkedIn has, because I think in maybe your first and second day, you'd said that there's a ready-made community for you on LinkedIn. And I guess as I've been posting, you know, as you suggested in the group, I've realized that there are a lot of amazing people and a lot of beautiful connections have come because of it. And I'm actually featuring on an app with a lady who runs Mad About Money.
Oh, yeah, Maddie. Yeah, no, Maddie.
Yes, she's done your course as well. So through LinkedIn. So yes, connections can come up. But it was really valuable just to get the confidence and the permission. I think a lot of that is around permission to say it's okay to post 4 times a day.
Yeah, post as much as you want. You want to post 10 times a day, you can. You want to post once a day, you can. Like, it is, I hear that word so much, like permission. It's like, oh, just give me permission to pick a niche, or to pick an ideal client, or to pick, you know, to just go and post, or to post myself about my own stuff. So that's really interesting that that's what you took from that. So anything happening on LinkedIn yet? Well, you've got obviously got your new contacts. Have you got any inquiries yet?
Yeah, so I did have 2 clients off the back of that. I don't know if it was directly. This is you never know whether it's direct or not. But and I actually had someone sign up for I'm doing a budgeting workshop on the 25th of May, and I actually had someone sign up this morning. So I don't know where that came from, but I look forward to seeing whoever it is on the live.
I love that. So tell me then, what is coming up then? So you've got what's the masterclass all about then, the workshop?
Yeah, so it's a budgeting made easy. It's budgeting made easy. A bit cliche, I know, but it's really helping people start their budgeting journey. So I've got budget planners. I'm actually going on holiday this Friday, and I had created budget planners for the travel group. And like, I've got like a Google Doc of everywhere we're going and stuff. And my friend said to me, "Oh, you've got a calling for this stuff." And I said, "Well, it's funny you should say that, because I've actually got a workshop coming up." So it'll be helping. It's practical. The idea is it's practical, and really trying to get people to actually spend that hour sitting down, going through things with an accountability partner in a supportive space, you know, and bringing the group together and getting everyone comfortable with the idea of looking through their finances, what their situation is, and then giving them the tools and guiding them through how to set a budget. And hopefully the outcome being that people start saving more. That would be the ultimate. So it's some way we'll be able to track that, I hope.
I love that. You're actually buzzing off people saving money. But
it's not all about saving money. It's also about making money as well. I think we often, because of the cost of living crisis, you know, there's this, oh my goodness, all the bills have gone up, and it's 100% true, but we've got to be mindful of what's in our control and what's not in our control. And we can't just watch the news and think, well, everything's spiraling out of control. We know that prices are going up. So how do we in our own lives take that and go, well, what opportunities are there? You know, how can I start making more money as well as saving more money? So I think it's a combination.
100%. I think, especially if anyone, like most people watching this will be in business of some kind, I would have thought. And I think really important concept, and it sounds so obvious, but it took me a long time, because when things are great in business, you just lose control of your bottom line so easily. And definitely in my experience, it was just like, there's so much money that we can just hire people for everything. We can sign up to everything. We can book on everything. We can bring in experts for everything. And, you know, and it's only when things are not so good that your bottom line becomes so much more important. So it's a really good exercise to do that work. And I would advise, and I'm not an advisor or a financial coach, is that you do it before you have to, rather than when you have to, because when cash flow is a problem, and cash flow is a problem for most businesses at some point, there's no shame in that. It's just, it's just a business, it's part of a business season. But when cash flow becomes tight and you start to look at your bottom line, and I've done this, so I'm very, very lucky. One of my best friends, Antonia, she's an accountant and she's in my business now, and she's literally going, what's this $6.99 going out every month? And do you really need Canva Pro? And do you need, and it's almost like these things never even crossed my mind. I didn't even sign up for half of it, other people did on my behalf, so it was a wild ride, because it was kind of became a game then. I was like, oh yeah, we don't need that on both businesses, so we can get rid of one and we can use it. And and it was kind of like, oh great. And I was loving getting all of that right down, because that is making money, isn't it? Because obviously you're increasing your profit. So that was wasn't a fun exercise, because we were kind of forced to do it. But when I look back, it was like such a valuable exercise that it's something that I always keep on top of now in the business, and in both businesses and in my personal stuff. It's like, do I need this? Do I need this subscription? And if things renew that I don't need, I'll go for it. And it was a real education for me. And I think that is so powerful to have sight of that and control. Because I think what happens with a lot of people, and I'll definitely hold my hands up on this, is you don't really want to look at that stuff. It's a bit boring. It's like admin. And we want to be doing the fun stuff, which is going out making money, which is like fun and sexy and selling and doing deals, which is great. But you've got to look at the bottom line as well. And I know when I ran an agency, I had a very horrible afternoon once where I worked out that actually we were basically paying clients, because it was taking us so long to service. It kind of looked good on paper, but actually when we broke it down into the different areas, I was like, oh yeah, some of these clients are costing us money and some of these other clients are paying for it. So there's definitely power in knowledge when it comes to your finances.
And it's being mindful as well. It's just having that aware. I think a lot of times people get scared because they go, well, I don't want to look at my bank account every day.
I tell people every day, look at my bank account.
But there's also two parts to budgeting. So first of all, it's creating the budget planner and getting a snapshot of what your situation looks like. That's the first step. And then the next step is actually tracking it. So is what I think I'm spending the actual reality? Because often where we spend money is what we value. And it's important that we are spending money on things that we value that make us feel good, right?
Yeah.
So that's this trade-off.
Yeah, and it's okay to spend money on things that you love and that you value, 100%.
Like Canva.
Yeah, I don't even use Canva, so I definitely don't need it, but my team have in the past. But, we spend a lot of money on food in our family, so a lot of money on takeaways, because to us, that's a really important part of our week, is the Friday night food, around the table and all the rest of it. We've got a family of 6, so that's quite a significant investment week in, week out. But, it's kind of, I never think of that as an expense. I know I can get a week shopping for the same price as the takeaways. I know that. I'm intelligent enough to work that out. But it's like, for me, that's the investment in that time. And I think as long as you're aware of that and you're not mindlessly just spending money in your business or in your personal life, then it's all good, right?
Yeah.
And I do love an investment now. And I never thought I'd hear myself say that. I love it. I even like my pension review. I'm like, ooh, this is good. It's all in there, sitting there waiting for me, which is great. And, just all different types of investing, I think, is kind of fun. But I'm very, very high risk. I was like 9 out of 10 on the risky scale. I think I only got 9 because I don't think anyone's been given a 10. And so I do like to put things in places where it's a gamble. I'm a gambler by nature, right? That's why I run a business. So I think trying to channel some of your risk, whatever the opposite of risk averse is. I love a risk. I love a gamble. I'm all in. So to me, it's like you might as well use that for putting money to one side as much as just to making it and spending it. It has to go 3 ways, right? That's where I'm at anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that.
So tell me, so what do people need to do to sign up to this workshop, which sounds really valuable?
So there is a landing page on my website. sarahbrillcoaching.co.uk.
Coaching.co.uk.
Okay. Sarah Brill is actually a very popular name. Even though you're like, I've never heard that before, it's really popular. But sarahbrillcoaching.co.uk. I have, so I do one-to-one coaching, but on my services, there are the group workshops.
Okay.
So people can go there. I've got 3 upcoming ones They are a few weeks away just because I'm away before then. But there's more information on there. And then that takes people to Eventbrite where they can sign up.
Oh, nice. So is it an in-person event?
It's online.
Oh, it's online. But
yeah, it's online. It'll be through Zoom.
Oh, I was going to say, it's exciting. Not some in-person stuff. Right. Okay, cool. So who's that for then? Who would sign up to that?
So if you're feeling stuck with your finances, maybe your bills have just gone up and you're thinking now is a good time to have a look. It's still relatively early in the tax year as well. So we should also be thinking about optimizing all of our allowances. There's been changes as well to the pension regulations and everything. If you're looking for a big purchase, so maybe you're thinking of buying a property in future, maybe you're saving for holidays or purchase a car or even a wedding maybe later this year, next year, then now might be a good time that you check in and have a look at where things are at. And also, even if you think you have a good hold on your finances, sometimes it's also even if you're just curious whether you could be doing more with that money, this is really sort of a starting point to helping you get clarity. And then I've got a couple of other workshops which are more about planning for the unexpected and starting investing, which is a follow-on from this, because in order to invest you need to know what's coming in and out, because then you can cost dollar average or lump sum invest. But you can't do that without the knowledge, knowing that you have that financial security behind you. So it might be for someone who's going, actually, I want to invest, but I don't need a budget. But then how much are you going to invest? So this might be for those types of people as well.
I love that. There's something very sexy about financial security, right?
Well, it's secure, isn't it?
Yeah, something very nice about it. Because the thing is, instead of what you're running away from, you said, no, I'm running towards something. It's always like, I think in business, you're always running away from something and then you tip into running towards something. So you run away from the feeling of I'm not in control, I haven't got any money, I'm in debt, I've got, to you get to a point where actually I've ran away from that so much that I'm sort of tipped into, now I'm running towards something which is financial security. And I think and investment and true financial freedom, where we're not having to work and retirement and all that. So I think no matter where you are on that scale, you're running away from something and you're driven and you're pushing and you're moving away from that feeling of I haven't got enough to move. And if you've tipped into the running towards I want more and I want to be able to retire and have a great life, I think anywhere on that spectrum the work you're doing is really important. So
and so it could be, if people do have a little bit of debt as well, this budgeting workshop could be for them as well. I said before, debt crisis. So debt crisis is really if your debts are more than your income, like annual salary, then maybe you should seek proper debt advice from a debt advisor. But having said that, often we forget that inflation works both ways. So whilst everything's going up in the shops, if you do have debt, it's likely those interest rates would have gone up as well. And so it's really timely to be looking at whatever debts you have and seeing if you can consolidate them, transfer them to 0%, whatever it looks like for you. So this could be an opportunity to do sort of a recce on maybe any debt as well and have a look at that side of things.
Yeah, and it's that time of year, like you're saying, let's spring clean your finances and just make sure you've got control of it, because things can run away from you.
There is no right time. I'm telling you, there's no right time. August is holiday. Then then it's December and it's Christmas again. We're almost halfway through the year, which is crazy. So it's always something.
This is the time. So go to your website, sarahbrillcoaching.co.uk. Yeah. Yes. And get yourself signed up to one of these amazing workshops. They sound fantastic.
Yeah, hope to see everyone there.
Yes, so I hope to see you, Sarah, on LinkedIn, being very active. And if anyone needs any more information, you'll be able to message. If you can't get hold of Sarah, send me a DM and I'll introduce you to her. But it'd be good for you to come in maybe to the programme as well at some point and do a guest expert for the people that are in there on budgeting, which would be really cool, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get people saving more. Let's get people inspired in their businesses as well, because I think it can really propel people when they're like, we've got this, and when you have an understanding, it also helps you go, well, how much I charge? How much do I want to charge? And obviously, you spoke a lot about sort of pyramids and different pricing offerings and things, and that all ties into this bigger picture of ultimately why we all do what we love to do, our jobs. So especially for small business owners.
Yeah, for sure. Right, lovely. Thanks, Sarah. It was nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me on, Helen, and thanks for the opportunity. And just before we go, I just want to say, if anyone is still listening to this and you are thinking of leveling up your business, then I would definitely recommend Helen's 5-day free challenge, because it gave me a kick up the bum to get started. So
yeah. Well, we go again on the 15th of May, so it's coming down the track already. So can't wait. We've already got a few thousand people signed up for it, so it's going to be another fun ride. So
you're an inspiration, Helen. Keep going, keep doing it as
well. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Sarah. Have an amazing afternoon.
Thanks, you
Bye.
too.
Bye.